Welcome back to Electrician Living in England. It's raining, we're doing an outside light, there's a few bits and bobs to do. Let's quickly run through that and then I'm going to have a little chat about date day. So in a little bit I'll pick one of these up. This is a Time Guard PIR downlight which is going to go in a cupboard. Run through that shortly. So the customer supplied a satin chrome PIR up and down light with some LED. So it's just going to go here. So first of all I'm going to unscrew the lettering and the house name. We're going to be pulling out some plugs here and here, and the plugs, there's a plug there. So what I've said to the customer, as and when I can, with these plugs pulled out, is I'm going to collect the dust with a dustpan. So I changed my starter motor on my other car last night, hence all the oil. Hence I actually fixed something for once, hence why there's still oil all over my hands. Is dustpan and brush below. Obviously the mortar is going to be a different colour dust compared to the brick. So I will make sure where if I drill a bit of mortar, collect it, we'll put some silicone in the holes, we'll blow that in, we show you that, lovely jubbly, just makes this a finished wall nicer. Because as and when the up and down light goes on, this is going to change position to lower, so the light can roughly go in the centre here. The lower light will obviously light the number up, upper light will give us a bit of brick, but equally it will show off and highlight all the horrible raw plugs. So I'm going to drill up on the angle, measure centre of the wall to get into the cavity to in the loft, because this is a bungalow, as you can see. Fish that up, go and get a permanent supply, neutral and earth from the nearest light fit in. We'll pop it into a switch up top, just so it's got a point of isolation, but really it's not that necessary in this situation. We don't want to be damaging any of the walls in the porch area here. So two ways with this. That one's a nice fresh new plug. We can either screw it in, hit it with a hammer, push it in the wall, or pull it all the way out. I'm going to attempt with one of these to hit it in. This just gives me a little void in a bit. Like I say, put a little blob of silicone in there, chuck some mortar dust on it, make it look brand new. Right, so that is the wall clean. We've got 2 in the brick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the mortar. So what I meant to say at the beginning of the video, I completely forgot about date day. So I work my ass off, you guys can see that, and I know the last video that went out, one of them, I was working till 9:30 or whatever, and was careful, burn yourself out. Agreed, like I'm careful with certain stuff like that, because obviously most of the time I want to be home, I want to be spending a couple of hours with my kids, putting them to bed, that sort of thing. But every now and then, me and my other half don't get any time together. I don't know what you like with you guys out there being parents, but we never go out for meals or whatever, just by ourselves. So as of yesterday, which was the 3rd month we did it, we have a date day. So we both take the day off work, plan it in advance, and once the kids are at school, we go out and have a nice day together. Yesterday we went up Cannock Outlets, or down the like the big retail park and whatnot. Had a Five Guys, which is a burger, not like a thing. Anyone out there doesn't spend a massive amount of time with your other half, or quality time, should we say, try and book in a date day. It's something that we look forward to, we really enjoy, and it just gives us a bit of adult time rather than parent time, if that makes sense. It's our measurement of the wall, 90 centimetres, so we're in here for a sweet 45, which lands us in the mortar. Fabulous. So personal experience with these lights, you don't want them too high up, because you don't want to just turn around and light the whole soffit area up, but too low seems a bit stupid, especially if we're putting the house sign below. So it's not even square. That should be fine. It's a good distance away from that, but equally the sign will be in a good stead in there, and we could put the sign in the middle of the wall now rather than to the edge. So what we'll do, we'll attempt to drill. So if that's going there, that's going to be our top, that's going to be our bottom. So between this, we're going to use this mortar line to drill up at an angle to get into this cavity, to get a rod up, to go and fish it, so no cables are visible. Annoyingly, exactly where I want to drill, it does jut out quite a bit, if you can see that. So when we drill these, we've got the brick dust for the 2 holes, one there and one there for the bricks. And when we do the centre, we'll collect the dust separately for that, for these ones. We start flat and then work up the angle. All right, plenty of mortar dust. Flexi rod. I wasn't going to do this now, but while it's here, we will see if it can go up the cavity, hits it and goes up. Problem is, these are so flexible that sometimes it could just hit anything and just bend back round the wall. It means then going up in the loft, can't find it, crawling around in the corner to realise that the rod's bent. So sometimes it is easier. See, I've got that all the way in, but I'm not convinced. Let me get a yellow one out. If you ever hit something, you know you're at the angle, literally just spin the rod and it spins itself up the wall sometimes. And then get your other rod, which is obviously the same length, and in theory, with the gap, it could be near the top. Or anything, I could presume that there's potentially a little wooden lintel across the top of it. I have gone up this morning and had a mooch, but I can crawl right in the corner. Oh, for God's sake. See, I wanted the cable puller on it, the cable sock to pull it, but I've got a little adapter. Something that I said I didn't realise there was one until a video when you went, there should be one in the pack, Nick. This, all it is, the round edge, should just allow it to slip through a little bit easier. Shut up, Nick, you know nothing. In the absolute unlikelihood that I find the cable when I'm up there, I'm just going to, at the rod, I'm just going to attach this now and I can pull it. And hopefully, when I'm in the loft, someone doesn't walk past and sees this and steals it, so that'd be great. He doesn't know full well that that is going to catch on that. Right. Oh, look at this absolutely, ow! Look at this lovely light that was put up and them delicious boxes that were put there for the kitchen lights. This is where we are. I'm already not having fun. So for a reference point, just here is the dividing wall for the hallway. So I'm in that one, or I'm in that one. But as you can clearly see, height is a bit of an issue here. So I'm just gonna get my phone out and see if I can just hold it over and see if I can see a yellow rod. If I can, I'll make an effort to go all the way over there. If I can't, I'll go over to this one. Right, I'm a bit of a dead end here. You can't see it, but right down across the edge is your bricks, as you can see, which are the external bricks, because you've got quite a big overhang for the soffit. I can't see any form of cavity, even though there is one because I put the rods in, but then you've got this wooden beam that looks like it's sitting directly on top of the breeze block, the internal skin, because obviously you've got radiator pipes here, which are coming down the near side of it, which is obviously coming down in the lounge. So essentially, by the looks of it, from what I can see here anyway, that the cavity is completely covered up with this cross member at the top. So I'm going to jump down and just reevaluate a little bit. New plan. So we have a rod with the beads on the end. So what I've done outside, I've measured down from the soffit to the top of the hole internally, not externally, which is about 43 to the soffit. So we need to add the soffit space on up here. From what I can see from the video, it's 1, possibly 2 bricks. Then we've gone into the lounge and found the pipes that are in capping. We've measured from the distance from the edge of the window to the centre of the pipes. And then we've gone to the outside from the edge of the window across to the centre of the hole, which gives us our measurements on my wrist. So we're going to go down over there to the hole, put a spade bit on, try and find the cavity, feed these flexi rods down because there's 2 on to give us plenty of space. But obviously we need to make sure we're dropping it down 43 centimetres to sort of middle of the chain. So the magnet on the other side can pick it up. Hopefully we need to find it pretty much smack bang centre of the hole we're drilling down. Need us on this edge. Awesome. So I wasn't looking in the wrong space. Shut the hell up, Nick. You know nothing, John's no. So literally just before I started drilling, I've just done another video because for the life of me, I just pushing the rods up from the outside, there seems to be a cavity. I thought I'll stick my phone down one more. So I'm going to play a video for you now that I've just took on my phone. Obviously this is just jumping here, there and everywhere. But going over the edge now, so what we're looking at directly in front is the external brick wall, the very top of it, and the soffit in front. But by the side, there's no cavity, there's no gap, there's no room for anything. So if I was to drill down through the wood, all I would do is just hit the brick directly below it, which is a waste of my time and everything. But I just cannot figure out for the life of me where the rod's first going into what cavity, because I'm over exactly where it is. So I'm a bit stuffed. Anything I can think of now is just put a big pair of steps up on the outside and push the first tiles back and lift the felt up, obviously without cutting it, to turn around and see if there's any form of way whatsoever, because my rods are going up a significant amount, unless I'm somehow, I haven't drilled deep enough. I'm just thinking maybe I've drilled through, and where I've popped through, it's just under the underside of the dab in the lounge, and the rod's going up there, but I can't see that being the case whatsoever. Ooh. Persistence pays off. This is going to look ridiculous, and most electricians out there will go, what the hell are you doing? Just tell them no, the cable's going on the outside. Stuck this one back up, so I knew it's half a rod there, it has to go somewhere. So I've took one tile off here. I'm not concerned about the felt because it literally, all of it just falls into there. I say I'm not concerned, as in I'm not going to rip it or cut a hole in it, but equally it's definitely taking the water away from the house. But as it falls down, it's now just falling into the soffit. So I will tell the customer this, but I'm really not sure if you guys can see, and I can't really get the camera in. As of right there, between the two bricks, I can see my thread of the rod. So that means I'm going to stick the magnet on, I'm going to do everything I can. I need to hurry up because the rain's getting worse and worse, but I can see my thread. I hope you guys can see it. Hang on. I just don't want to pull the felt in case it rips. And here we have it. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I had to go and crawl in the corner and get my fingers on the top of it. I've pulled it up. We've got a decent length. I'm not going to show any of this bit in a bit. I'm just going to clip it down here and across to a light switch or whatever we want to do. And then there's a light fitting just under here that we're going to steal the power off. I think with that was absolute last case resort. Like, pop a tile up, have a look. Don't damage the felt, don't break a tile, try continuously not to get wet, so I left my bloody waterproof jacket at home. But after that, it was go to the customer and go, I can't do it. I can't do it with the cable hidden. So that took an hour and a half extra on the job just to do that. But are they going to have a nice light fit without any light cable showing? Yes. Was it worth it? Yes. Am I hot? Am I wet and then went into the loft insulation twice? Yes, I am itchy. But anyway, it's done, dusted. Let me get this bit done and I'll pop down, I'll show you what I mean with all the brick dust and lovely silicone stuff we're going to do outside. Now everything is back together, the roof's all hunky-dory and watertight again. Let's plug some holes. Right. Hey, it's not the weekend. Right, CT1. Also, if anyone's got any recommendations for a good cork silicone gun, I am in the market for them, because all the ones I get are just cheap ones from B&Q, but they don't seem to last. I just want to put enough on it so I can smear it across the front of the hole. So lick your finger. Like that. Probably don't lick the same finger again. This is the instructions from the light we're going to fit in a little bit. All our fabulous mortar dust that I kept out of the rain. Obviously, for the time being, it looks like that. I'm going to leave that like that for a bit, do the other holes, which are across here. Once we've put this on, drilled that, collected the dust, done the same thing with the other ones, give it an hour, I can just brush the residue off, and then that will fill the holes in. Not perfectly, but a hell of a lot better than what it is. And then just before I'm about to put this on, I know normally to put these screws on that back off, which annoying as hell, we'd normally put tape over it, but because I do carry a little tub of super glue consistently in the van, I can't, as of right now, tell you why I use it, but we've got it in here. I'm going to just drop a little bit in, and that will then secure my bolts in, and I do not have to worry about them falling out. Yep. That looked really good in the YouTube video. Now I've got super glue all over my hands. Just top tip, guys. Just wait for it to dry before you turn it over. Oh, anything. I would gunk this up to stop any water ingress because it's such an angle, and at some point in years and years and years' time, if the place wants rewiring and they want this, I'll happily leave this like this, put the faceplate on, and I can put a little dab of silicone across the top and sides to allow no water to physically go on, but even if it goes in the hole, it isn't going to go into the cavity, which is at least 6 inches. So we're nearly there with it all. Last but not least, so when you do outside lights like this is a 8mm. This is the Where It To Go set, or Tool Check Plus, sorry. That goes on. All I say with this method is just don't overdo it. Customers bought these ones, 6,000K. I hope they know they're going to be a bit bluey. Bit of rain on that, clear it off, but yeah, 10 times better. What do you think, guys? Let me know. Too much effort? Would you go home? Or would you persisted and have ADHD like me? And unfortunately, I have now got a lot of mess to tidy up. But normally I use the Hoover so I don't get any of this mess, but because I was using the dustpan and brush, I wasn't really thinking, so it's 20 minutes to tidying up now. Fabulous. Right, next job on the list is in here. This was the airing cupboard. New boiler's gone in a couple of years ago. Customer uses it as a little storage and library. So we're going to put a downlight in here. We don't want to damage any walls for a switch, all that jazz. So we've got the stud buddy out. We can see where the joists are. Obviously the hatch is there, so I can sort of aim across. So there's the cupboard, and then just here. So we need to drill a hole, rod across, pick up a feed. So this is where this comes in. So this is time guard. You can put this first one on the circuit and then do a switch out. So the switch out will actually, to my knowledge, switch all the other ones on a sensor. Pull that out, the connections and the settings for the sensor range, lux and time are in the lid compared to in that. Oh, that's pretty nifty. Right, I'll show you before and after because this video is already probably way too long, and I realise now every video I keep doing, the amount of footage I get, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of footage on each video. I can't continue this way. Right, we're done dusted, all the jobs, everything's put away except for the Hoover. We've just stuck the tester across the stuff in here, but I've had to wait at least 5 minutes for this to go off. So this is the time guard thingy. So if you live neutral earth in as usual, but then if you want to use other downlights after it, if you are into L1, that activates the PIR, so you could have multiple downlights off it. So this should have gone off by now. There we go. And it's a nice, really bright light, to be honest. I'm genuinely shocked as bright it is. So just got the Hoover, just gonna do the last little bit and some bits on the top shelf. What a horrible noise. New socket, so this is a plasterboard wall, fast fixed, because originally the lady was using this extension lead that run off the socket. Oh, I need to take that down. I'm glad I came back up here. This, which was plugged in, as you can see here, into an earth under plug. And last time I was here, just to stop people catching their head on it, I put some staples in it. That runs down to the extension lead into another extension lead. So that's chopped off. That's got rid of the lighting stuff. So the socket I've clipped across the cable stapler. That goes across this beam all the way to the back to there. And I've put a Wago joint into the floor here. Oh, now we're done and dusted. Genuinely, for that time guard light, the down light, I think my local wholesaler, I think they gave me for 15 quid. 15 quid for one down light that's bright and has a PIR built into it. It's one of them, if you have them in bathrooms or hallways, you stick one of them at the beginning and then just have a row of them off. Don't have to have a light switch. You haven't got to worry about people messing around with it. You haven't got to do a separate hole somewhere for a PIR. I can see me using this a lot more in the future. I am done. It's 3 o'clock-ish. I honestly thought I'd be finished at 12. No word of a lie. A socket in the loft, putting a down light in, and an outside light. It is what it is. My own fault, but I said to the lady that obviously she's thrilled to bits with how it is. Every job we do there, she's chuffed because I feel like I'm doing more than potentially other people would, especially around my area. But at what point would you guys have given up? If you would have, or would you have carried on with me? Would you guys have tried something else? Obviously, we're trying to do hidden cable, no damage to the inside walls or anything like that. But I said to her, it's almost one of them jobs where I wish someone else had come and done it, or I'd stripped out what I've done, put some brick back in, and then let another electrician like come over and literally say to them, we want an outside light there. Do not damage the internal wall. We don't want to see any cable visible. Like, how would they have gone about it? Because we've had it before with other people, not electricians, any tradespeople whatsoever, where they've fibbed and whatever to the customers to make their life easier with certain jobs. Would that have been one of them things of, oh, you know, it's going to be a lot easier to put some 20mm conduit in an M box and run it up into the soffit and poke it through? Like, I just want to know how other people do it. Like, I like seeing how I can improve stuff or do things differently. Because equally, like I've said years and years and years ago, is I learned from one domestic electrician. I was stuck in my own ways. He did things one way. I copied him. I never changed things because why would I? The things I was doing worked. And since the whole YouTube, Instagram thing with electricians showing off their work and price and everything, I can pick and choose of the stuff that I like and cherry pick of, oh, I like that. I'm going to do that on my job. I'm going to do this. I'm going to use that fuse board. I'm going to use this downlight. Over the years, that we can all now collectively get together and go, this is the best way to chase a wall, to put oval conduit in, to put all round band in, put 35mm boxes, slip the oval conduit into the 30. Like, we can all look at that together and go, there is no other better way to do this and this. Collectively, fabulous. We can all do that. But stuff like this, like how, like retrofitting stuff, it's yeah, interesting. Anyway, I'm waffling. Sorry, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And I'm going to film the video this afternoon. Well, I'm going to film the video this evening doing the fuse board change over with Mitch. So I'll see you next time. Love you, bye.